Hey y'all, Pastor Drew here with another daily reflection every Sunday through Thursday in the season of Lent. I am reflecting on the greatest commandment, what it is to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's our theme at Christ Lutheran Church this Lenten season. And today I've got my little Luther with me. I don't know about you. I keep a little Luther on my desk. I guess it's a Lutheran pastor thing maybe. But I am reflecting on Luther's idea and teaching that really at the root of all sin, everything we do that breaks our relationship with God and with one another tends to be a sin against the first commandment, against this greatest commandment, against loving God alone, loving God with everything we have and all that we are. You see, it brings up this question of idolatry. Now, I'm not just talking about having like little icons of something that we worship. Luther's understanding of a God is that thing in which we place our ultimate trust. And we can either do that with God, or we can do that with something or someone else. If we place our ultimate trust for our well-being, for our life and love in something or someone other than God, this is idolatry. That's what it means to follow after a God that isn't God. So these things could often be internal to ourselves. Sometimes that's my own way of doing things, or myself, when I prioritize myself above the needs of my neighbor or above the things that God would care about, when I think that I deserve more than I really do, or often when I think that I'm worthless, when I don't trust that God actually loves me, when I can't trust God's grace in my life and instead lean on myself, when I think that I have to earn my own salvation because what Jesus has done is not enough to save me. All of these are ways that I'm placing myself in the role of God. So when I think too much of myself or too little of myself, when I fail to trust God's love for me, God's grace that sets me free to love with all that I have and all that I am, and to use everything I have to live according to God's ways, the way of Jesus, the way of love, abundant and everlasting, of forgiveness and mercy. Sometimes now we make idols out of things that aren't ourselves. Sometimes we make an idol out of money, power, position. We think that that's what's going to bring us happiness, fulfillment. We think that something outside of ourselves is what's going to bring us to love and to life everlasting. We think when the chips are down, what I really need is a nice home. That's what's going to save my life. When I am worried about everything, what I need is more might and power and strength, more protection, more weapons. What I need is more money, because then I won't ever have to worry. We're like that rich young fool that Jesus talks about in Luke, when he says, I had so much, let me do what I need to do, and once I have enough and it's stored properly and well, then I can say to my soul, be at rest and rest easy. We think that what we need is somewhere outside of ourselves, but not what God is and does, not love. And instead, we put our heart after money. We put our heart after a political party or political leader. We think that that's what's actually going to provide us safety and security, whatever it is, external to ourselves. Or when we make that ourself, what we're doing is failing to trust God above everything. We're failing to live into this greatest commandment, to love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So that's my reflection. That's why little Luther's here with me. What is it that we put in God's place? In what ways am I putting myself or something else, money, power, position, political party, politician, in the place that God should be? The thing that I am loving with all that I am and all that I have, the thing that I am trusting in for life and love, abundant and everlasting. I'll see you tomorrow. Grace and peace.